The following message is transmitted at the request of Dr. Ron Paul. It's happening.
Oh, it's time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to make a MALT LIQUOR video. Punk rock superstar, airborne paratrooper, tugboat trash extraordinaire, and provider of authentic malt liquor and Ballantine Ale massacre entertainment on YouTube, the Oaktown Hellbilly, aka Mr. Med 40 Ounce, back again with another one with my Mickey's Fine Malt Liquor straight off the dangerous streets of Stockton, California. In order for me to bring in this high quality, authentic malt liquor entertainment production tonight, Vinyl Hole and Malt Liquor, ladies and gentlemen, Vinyl Hole and Malt Liquor. Just a short one today. We'll try to keep it under 10 minutes, but you know me, I love to talk and I ain't making no fucking guarantees. Malt liquor. Malt liquor label out. Only malt liquor.
You asked for this. You've made your
delicious.
Now lie in it. But don't call it a grave. It's the future you chose. We're trapped in the belly of this horrible machine.
Out fucking standing.
And the machine is bleeding to death. It didn't have to end like this. It's
Just study that beautiful green label. Look at that shit.
It didn't have
Shout out to 209 J Jones, the malt liquor referee. Loot Bag Larry, Lone Wolf 420, Pro Wrestling Guy, Corsa 25. And Rock Bottom 559, the motherfucking Northern California contingent. Malt liquor.
You had to listen. It's happening. It's happening. It's over. We're trapped in the belly of this horrible machine. And the machine is bleeding to death.
Live TV, folks, it does happen. We're going to talk about this tonight too. This will not be the main focal. Well, it might be. It's gonna be discussed for a few minutes on here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get into that in a moment. Shout out to everybody that's watching and enjoying my Vinyl Hole and Malt Liquor videos. If you're new here, this is a Malt Liquor video. That's it. Everything else is secondary. That's the fucking star of the show right here. Malt Liquor. All right. So a couple of weeks ago, I was down in Oakland to get some, to go vinyl hunting and shit down at 1234 Go Records. And I ran into somebody in the shop. I was wearing this vest, and there was somebody in there that kept, he kind of kept looking at me for a second, and I'm like, is this guy gonna pull out a fucking knife and stab me or some shit? I don't know. And then he looked down, he was checking his phone, and then he came up to me and he said, dude, I watch your videos, I appreciate them, and all that, and I'm a fan. So I said, dude, I appreciate that, it's very kind of you, sir. And he hadn't picked up any records yet at that point, I don't think. But I don't want to name, but you know who you are, you're watching. I don't want to name him because, like I said, I got a lot of trolls, I don't want to bring them your way, but whatever. But, I appreciate that, sir, and thank you. That's the first time I've ever met somebody that actually watches this shit, because I'm averaging like 150 views, sometimes not even that. It depends on what the subject matter is. It's throttled anyway because it's a video about drinking malt liquor. That's what all the videos are about. That's what you should be doing on YouTube anyway. No craft beer bullshit, no craft beer reviewing, no home brewing, malt liquor, only malt liquor, and or Ballantine Ale, malt liquor. So I picked up a couple of records that day. Now, this is an Oaktown Hellbilly exclusive. This first record that I got, I do not like this band. I don't like the people in this band. I don't think I just don't like them. That's going to be a controversial statement. Some of you are going to get fucking butthurt about it. I don't give a fuck. You do whatever you want to do. That's fine, but I don't like these people. This is the only band that I've ever turned my back on and walked out of a show. The only time, and I've probably been to a couple hundred shows, since I started going over 20 years ago. And this is the only band I've ever, however, this album is pretty damn good. I don't even know if it's their debut album. I don't think so. I don't really give a shit. But a long time ago, in about 1997, my roommate in the Army, he wasn't even into punk, but he had this album. He had a couple of NoFX albums and shit, and he really liked the sound of it, so he would play it all the time. I said, what is that shit, dude? And he says, dude, it's Propaganda, How to Clean Everything. So I picked this up, and it was $17. I mean, for that price, you can't really beat it. I don't like this fucking band. I don't like the people in this band. I think they're, well, that's another subject for another day. But Propaganda, How to Clean Everything. Not really a bad song on here, maybe with the exception of I Want You to Want Me, which is a cover of, fuck, I don't know, whatever, but everything else on here is pretty good. It is extremely controversial. The lyrics are there's no doubt about that. But if you can't handle that, I wouldn't even suggest listening to it. Propaganda, How to Clean Everything. Before we go any further, of course, I'm going to set the tone. Malt liquor. Delicious. It's out of loot bag, Larry. Old English 800, back in glass, just not in my area yet, unfortunately. Fucking hell. Alright, let's set the tone here. Yep. Oh, Mr. Met, Propaganda sucks. You're right, they do. Up next, NoFX Ribbed. Again, not a bad song on this one. NoFX, as far as I'm concerned, the last great album they ever put out was 1997's So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes. Everything they did before that was excellent. This one included. This one, it's a staple in my collection. It will get listened to quite a bit. I remember listening to this back in the 90s. And the first time I heard it, I was like, I gotta hear this shit again. So I listened to it twice in a row the day I got it. This was one of the first punk albums I ever bought. And it was on CD a long time ago. I couldn't tell you if it was the second or third trip where I went to buy CDs when I was getting into punk rock back in 1995. Long ass time ago. NoFX Ribbed, great album. Now, also with NoFX, the last great one they put out was 1997, So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes, which I have that. And the last good one they put out was The War on Errorism, which they made a lot of valid and critical points about that whole situation over there. This channel, I'm not political on this channel. I don't give a shit if you're one way or the other way or fucking whatever you are. You do you, bro. I don't fucking whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'm like an anarchist over here. You know, I'm not going to try to alienate my fan base. However, they made a lot of valid points about that, and I'll leave it at that. It was a good album. Was it as good as So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes or Ribbed or fucking White Trash, Two Heaves and a Bean? Oh, you can't even say that. They'll probably get fucking shut down for saying the album title over here. You certainly can't show the cover, which is unfortunate. Censorship is fucking bullshit anyway. No, it's not. But it's still a good one. Alright, up next, last but not least, Jerry Only's solo debut album, Anti-Hero. This album is probably not that great, but I do support the band, and when they put something out like this, you know, I support the Misfits. I mean, Jerry Only's a member, one of the original members of the Misfits, one of the founders of the band. So when he puts something out, I'm gonna fucking buy it. That's the way. Same with Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein. Even though he's not a fucking founding member, you know, he did play in the band back in the day, as well as the this revamped version, which they just announced 3 new shows anyway. I would love to go to all 3 of them, but I went to the Oakland show a long ass time ago, 2019. Jerry Only, Anti-Hero. Look at that fucking cover art, definitely cool. You know, got that whole fucking Misfits vibe going on. Cool fucking hype sticker. All new debut solo album from Misfits founding member Jerry Only. Silver and splattered vinyl with MP3 card. Look at the hype sticker. So what's gonna happen is the box cut is gonna go right down that fucking side right there, and then we're gonna save that fucking that shrink wrap on there. Malt Liquor label out. I'm a little bit beat up today. Last night in Sacramento at the fucking Ace of Spades, I went and saw Black Flag. This is the 7th time that I've seen the band in their newest iteration. And I'll tell you what, last night was incredibly rowdy and it was a fucking great time, you know. They did 2 sets. There was no opening bands. 2 sets. They did the entirety. Let's see if I can do this without dropping it this time. Of the My War album from 1983, which is good. It's not great. It's not my favorite album. My favorite album is Damaged, and my second favorite is Slip It In. This is in there. The first, My War and Can't Decide are the 2 best songs on here as far as the style of punk rock that I listen to and enjoy. But it's a good album. It's definitely good. It's my favorite band, so of course I'm going to own a copy of it. And, you know, that gets listened to once in a while. All of that was done, the entirety of the fucking album in sequence. They took a 20-minute hiatus, went backstage, got some water in their systems, probably had some Gatorade or whatever, because Mike V and the rest of the band members put their fucking heart and soul into that, into putting that music out. And the whole fucking crowd went, during My War, when they first started off, the whole fucking crowd went fucking nuts. It was crazy, myself included. When I go to shows, I know I'm older, but I still get in the middle of the fucking pit, all the slam dancing and everything else. I enjoy it. It's exhilarating, ladies and gentlemen, exhilarating. A lot of the old punks like to stand in the back. That's what they do now. I'm not like that. I want to be right in the fucking middle of all the action. Malt liquor. So it was a lot of younger people, and a lot of people my age, and even a lot older too, you know. People that saw the band back in the early 80s, when they said it was fucking scary back then, you know. I talked with a couple of guys that were significantly older than me. 1984, I turned 10 years old. I'm 48 right now, but you know, I was too young for that. There's no way in hell my fucking folks would let me go to something like that at that age. There's no way. But anyways, malt liquor. I digress. After the fucking hiatus, they came back out and they did what's called Everything Else. That's what they put on the bill. Everything Else. 6-pack. Slip It In was a phenomenal 7 minutes. You know, the fucking intro of it was great. At first I was like, what the fuck are they doing? It took me a second for it to fucking register in my head, you know? I was fucking physically exhausted, and I still fucking, you gotta go hard in there, you gotta represent. All the old heads, the young people are looking at us old heads to fucking as an example when you're up in there. That's how it goes. You gotta go fucking hard, you gotta represent. Shout out to Roachy 420, Gambino 81, the legendary Huffy 72, fucking Scumbag Supreme, everybody else holding it down in Europe and the UK, drinking malt liquor and everything else. Huffy 72, great Euro beer video that you put out last week. I enjoyed the fuck out of that one. Your Amsterdam trip was phenomenal. Hopefully, sir, you can spin some vinyl records and do a live stream or something, whatever you gotta do. Malt liquor. Malt liquor. Yes, indeed. We're over 10 minutes. Oh, Mr. Med, your malt liquor videos are too long. Yeah, don't fucking watch them. I don't care what you do. Malt liquor. Shout out to Nick Gutted. Indiana Malt. Shout out to Malt Patriot, by the way. Grilling and chilling, Malt Patriot, drinking malt liquor. That's what it's all about. 40 Ounce Fear and his Bowls/Holes 40 Hours at the Factory video that he put out on Instagram. Oh, Glitch put out a fucking video, a fucking awful one. It's just stick to malt liquor, Glitch. I've given you solid advice on that before. You gotta fucking follow through on it. Shout out to Falstaff, of course. Malt liquor. We're at the fucking Swill. Approach the motherfucking Swill. Some people call it Swill. I call it the best fucking part of the whole goddamn thing. Approaching the motherfucking Swill. So let's set the tone here for this one. The Swill is dedicated to Golden Walrus. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Oh, we gotta listen to a fucking stupid ad. Of course we do. Fuck you. Fuck you, YouTube, for this shit. Town Hellbilly. Rate, comment, subscribe, whatever the fuck you gotta do. I'm the fuck out of here. And I'm going to see Black Flag next Friday in Petaluma. There might be a Malt Liquor video in front of the venue, ladies and gentlemen. You never know what's gonna happen on this Malt Liquor channel. I'm out of here. Shout out to Barkles1, by the way. Malt Liquor!